entire Kulbhushan episode.
Well, he seems to have once again reiterated that Pakistan, his country, will not be pressurized by India. A similar such reaction by him had come in just yesterday as well in justifying the decision that his military court in Pakistan had taken in awarding the death sentence there to Kulbhushan Yadav. In continuing with that stand, the Pakistan Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif now once again reiterates that his country, Pakistan, will not be pressurized by India.
Well, one can imagine that they're already feeling the heat with the pressure that India is building. Thus, the Prime Minister, none other than the Prime Minister of the country, has to come out and say that they will not be pressurized by India. We already know that India has been raising a very strong objection to the manner in which Kulbhushan Yadav has been given awarded death penalty. Internationalizing the entire issue, sanctioning Pakistan are some of the options that India could be exercising to build further pressure there on Pakistan. And of course, the country, they're feeling the heat when none other than the Prime Minister, the head of the country, comes out and says that Pakistan will not feel pressurized, will not buckle under the pressure there by India.
The very fact that the Prime Minister in 2 days' time has needed to reiterate the stand that has been taken by the country, a clear sign that Pakistan perhaps is already feeling the heat in wanting to justify the decision that was taken by their military court in awarding the death sentence there to Kulbhushan Yadav. They're now also busy building up a case against Kulbhushan Yadav. In the latest, they've also arrested a local don there, saying that he was working in Karachi, a local don in Karachi, who allegedly was working for Kulbhushan Yadav. That's
very evident. Looking at the questions being raised on how this trial was conducted, there was no open trial for Yadav. He got no consular access from India, and we also know that there was no evidence really found apart from that video, which clearly was edited and could be under duress. Pakistan now saying that will not be pressurized by India because India asking those tough questions to Pakistan today. Let's go across to our colleague, Foreign Affairs Editor Geeta Mohan, joining us with further details. Once again, Pakistani establishment, they're speaking, none other than Geeta, the Prime Minister of the country, coming out and saying that Pakistan will not be pressurized by India. Only goes to show that they are already feeling the heat. Thus, the Prime Minister had to come out and make such a comment.
Well, that's right. The Pakistani Prime Minister has come out and in the cabinet meeting went ahead and spoke about the fact that there is going to be no pressure that Pakistan will take from India. This is the stand and an aggressive posturing that we have been seeing in the past as well from Pakistan and by Pakistan. The civilian dispensation, of course, follows the policies of the Pakistani army, and which is what we are seeing, furthering the interests of the Pakistani army when it comes to Pakistan's India policy. Nawaz Sharif now in a cabinet meeting very clearly has spelled out that there is no pressure that they will take from India. Having said that, this is only aggressive posturing, but we do know the fate of spies. There can be no hope that one can really pin on the fate of spies in either of the countries. The only problem over here that we see is the manner in which Pakistan has dealt with the entire issue. One, calling an innocent Indian national, picking him up from a foreign country and calling him a spy. India continues to maintain he is not a spy, that he is an innocent Indian national, of course a former Navy officer who was working in Iran and had nothing to do with Indian intelligence wing. And despite that, instead of informing the Indian High Commission about a trial that was carried out and a pronouncement of death sentence that was made in Pakistan without having informed the Indian High Commission, they violated all rules and regulations. And despite that, what we're hearing is the civilian dispensation, the Pakistani Prime Minister coming out with this aggressive posturing on Kulbhushan Yadav. It will hold no water when it comes to the international community, given that there isn't any evidence, hard evidence, conclusive evidence that has been provided either to India or, for that matter, even the dossier that was taken to various at various forums and to various countries does not hold water, given that nobody has really come out and sided with Pakistan on this very particular issue.
That's right, but Geeta, it's also a clear sign on how this is building up. India is also looking at the option of using international pressure to bring Pakistan to task on this case.
Well, that's right. There are various options that India is looking at. External Affairs Minister Sushma Swaraj, in no uncertain words, had spelt out in the Parliament, in the House itself, that one, this is premeditated murder, and India would consider it premeditated murder if Pakistan goes ahead with the act of sending him to the gallows. Also, that there will be no stone left unturned for India to ensure that Kulbhushan Yadav returns home. Having said that, there are a lot of options that India is mulling over. The diplomatic option of engaging Pakistan only on this specific issue, not resumption of dialogue, which is what in all probability Pakistan is trying to do, cornering India, trying to bring her back to the talking table. India is very clear that if there is going to be an engagement, it will be on this one particular issue. Also looking at all the other aspects of various other countries and international organizations to influence Pakistan into not going ahead and violating international rules and norms.
That's right. And Geeta, if we speak of the options, because we're also looking at the timeline that's running out for Kulbhushan Yadav, we had the Pakistani defense minister stand up in their parliament yesterday, make a statement how he has the options of appealing this further. But it seems gradually time is also now running out for Kulbhushan Yadav. Geeta, are you with us? Okay, we seem to have lost that line
there with Geeta, but we've gotten multiple political reactions and talking about what the Pakistan Defence Minister Khwaja Asif had stated there as well, that the country does continue to have sufficient evidence. They're using the video evidence there to justify that case.
Well, let's go across to our colleague Geeta once again. Geeta, if you can hear what I was saying that we're looking at how Pakistan continues to come up with this argument that there is less time, while the defense minister in the parliament stood up yesterday and said that he has the options, Yadav has the options of contesting this order from the military court, but seems time is of essential sense at the moment, and it is running out.
Okay, we seem to have lost that line there with Geeta. Yet again, if we could play out some more reactions that have come in on this. Important to note here that Pakistan PM Nawaz Sharif has yet again reiterated that it will not be pressurized here by India.
Well, speaking at the parliament session in Pakistan, Khwaja had said, and I quote him here, "We have the evidence in the form of this confessional video against Kulbhushan Yadav. However, later during the day, we also heard Asif say that the Indian national Bhushan had the right to appeal against his death sentence."
We've seen how this has played out across the country here in multiple protests that have taken place, and what was really unexpected was also army veterans there outside the Pakistan High Commission today in New Delhi protesting against that decision there by Pakistan, by the military court, in continuing to call this, Geeta, if our voice there is going through, this is largely being seen as a human rights violation. To simply put it there, the manner in which Pakistan needs to be slammed here is only to call it a human rights violation, and that's how this case should be seen.
Right, it is human rights violation by Pakistan, also in violation of international conventions in how to handle a foreign national in one's own custody, particularly the conventions on how to handle spies. The Indian mission was not informed. A trial took place in a military court, which is unprecedented. This is the first time that a spy has been tried in a military court. The explanation that Pakistan is giving is that he's a naval officer. Well, he was an ex-naval officer and hence should have been tried in a civilian court and is not a military officer from Pakistan for them to have tried him in a Pakistani military court. Having said that, Pakistan has violated all kinds of norms, rules and international conventions.
Geeta, sorry for that interruption. Sorry for the interruption. We do have some experts joining us on the broadcast. We'll just come back to you, please. Colonel Singh joining us over the phone line. Colonel Singh, latest remarks coming in from Pakistan. It is the Prime Minister, the Nawaz Sharif, who continues to maintain that Pakistan will not be pressurized by India. This only goes to show the kind of pressure that we have been building on Pakistan the last 2 days is working, that the Prime Minister of that country had to come out and give such a comment. Colonel Singh.
Absolutely right. The pressure has been working and they are feeling the pressure. That's why that kind of a statement is emerging from the Prime Minister. And needless to say, in last 24 hours, we have been hearing voices right from various countries in the West, especially the United States. And there's an article published in the newspaper, one of the leading newspapers, that there are a few experts in America who have raised their concern and their voice against Pakistan's decision to hang Yadav. So somewhere the heat is being felt in Pakistan, and there is no doubt about it. Absolutely right.
Colonel Danveer Singh, also the very fact that he's the Prime Minister of Pakistan has needed to reiterate that twice in the past 48 hours, once again really wanting to position his own country as not being pressurized as India. What do you think this is indicative of?
See, this is indicative of that they are trying to strengthen the morale of the country, basically, and they're trying to reassure the country, and also trying to tell somewhere that, see guys, we are correct and we are not wrong. And it is not the international pressure that is working. Their own media, their own intelligentsia has also questioned the manner in which Pakistan has gone about the whole process. So all these things are pointing towards that there is something that is troubling Pakistan hierarchy, and all this gives me a hope as well. It is a positive sign for India if they are feeling the heat and they are feeling the pressure. It's a good sign.
And what do you have to say about how Pakistan is now trying to build this further case, Colonel Danveer Singh? They're trying to associate Kulbhushan Yadav with the likes of the gangster who has been arrested. He, of course, has been known for several nefarious activities, and saying that that gangster had links with, we're talking about Uzbair Baluch, who had links with Kulbhushan Yadav. Since Pakistan has no formal evidence to provide India, because India is putting that pressure, now they are building this case.
See, now the complete kitchen is in their control. Whatever they want to cook, they can cook. No outsider is getting an insight as to what is happening and what is cooking up. So they can come up with anything, and this is also a sign of desperation. That whomever they are feeling that probably it can give some credence to their claim, they are hooking on to and sticking on to that. So I don't take it very seriously.
All right, not really taking that seriously, the nature of remarks there coming in from Pakistan. Defense expert Colonel Danveer Singh, appreciate you speaking to us while we continue to get in more voices here on this, on what really Pakistan plans to project as far as the international level there goes. Their image once again taking a beating. Geeta, it's evident, as you were stating earlier, that their image internationally taking a beating for the manner in which they've hurried this case through, suspiciously rewarding Kulbhushan Yadav the death penalty.
Done in haste. The fact that there is a concern and an issue over here is the reason why India has been raising it, and India will raise it at the international forum, questioning not just the manner in which it was done, but the haste that Pakistan has shown in awarding Kulbhushan Yadav the death sentence. And it is going to be a matter of grave concern to the international community also, given that there are various other organizations and various other countries that are involved and invested in the AFPAC region, invested in Afghanistan, invested in Pakistan, and Pakistan is acting in a high-handed manner, in a manner unbecoming of any country that should be following international conventions. The death sentence for Kulbhushan Yadav, one, is an extreme step that Pakistan has taken without any corroborative evidence that it has provided to India. There is no evidence that has been shared. All that Sartaj Aziz did was take a dossier to United Nations, to the United States of America, and share it with various countries, but not with India. We haven't heard a single country say that the evidence that Pakistan has been tom-tomming is actually conclusive. On the other hand, what we have heard, although it was denied by the Foreign Office spokesperson, Sartaj Aziz himself on record saying that there is no conclusive evidence against Kulbhushan Yadav.
Geeta, request you to stay with us. We do have Lieutenant General Raj Qadian joining us over the telephone line. Your first reactions to what's coming in from Pakistan. Latest news that the Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif has spoken out, General Qadian, and he says that Pakistan will not be pressurized by India. Only goes to show Pakistan is beginning to feel the heat now.
My reading of the whole situation is that this is just posturing. In my conviction, Pakistan will not execute Kulbhushan.
Okay.
Because they have to weigh their gains and losses. What is the gain? Gain is only only if assuming, though not admitting that he was a spy, it will deter future spies into delving into Pakistan. The losses are too many. Firstly, the world will consider them as a crude and cruel state who have taken a human life, and there was a serious doubt on the credibility of the court.
True.
Second, their relations with India will get soured, which they want to improve. In fact, they are desperate for a dialogue, which we have been refusing. So there is the judicial system in Pakistan, in any case, if there is one existing, will come under further disrepute in the international community.
Okay. All right.
So they are just posturing, putting pressure, and we, of course, should continue diplomatically. We will send a very strong signal.
All right. Appreciate that view there coming in from you. Many thanks. Also, our Foreign Affairs editor, Geeta Mohan, who's brought in those breaking inputs with an expert view on that. We'll leave it at that. And with that, it is a wrap on the show.